Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have 40% alcohol, blended Irish blended whiskies produced in Ireland by Middleton Distillery. I think the original, like this bottle, Paddy says 1779. It was built, but if you look at the Jameson website, they demolished that distillery. It's too old and run down. They built a new one, so there's really a new Middleton Distillery. But anyway, here we go. We got Paddy's. Now the bottle says since 1779. I think it was 1911 when they named it Paddy or Paddy's. They call it both on the website, Paddy or Paddy's. 1911 when they named it after the famous salesman who went around pushing the, hard selling this stuff, and people liked it, so they would say, "I want that Paddy whiskey, that Paddy's whiskey." So they named it after this guy, Paddy Flaherty or Patrick O'Flaherty. They spell that both ways on the website. So what is it, Sazerac? Is it O'Flaherty or Flaherty? Do you know? Bottled in Kentucky, though. So this is still produced at Cork, Ireland, at Middleton Distillery, but it's owned by Sazerac today. So it's like contracted through the. I don't know why they sold it to Sazerac, okay, but that was their business, and that's what they did. So not really from 1779, but they're using a date that's true for something, but not true for the brand. And that's an old whiskey trick. They'll use a date, and it'd be like Evan Williams, 1783. Well, sounds a lot better than Evan Williams, 1955, doesn't it? But I do my research. Okay, Jameson. Now, this one really has been around. Well, not this Caskmates Stout Edition, but Jameson, the brand, has been around since 1780. It is the best-selling Irish whiskey in the world, the most popular one. Stout Edition. It's aged in ex-stout beer barrels, putting a different twist on it. I don't find it's that different from regular Jameson. It's just tweaked. It's like tweaked. It's, a little adjustment on the flavor. So you're going to pay $10 more for it, and you're going to get $1.50 more excitement. Yeah, you say, oh, that is so typical. And I'm like, you are so right. Okay. Now this has a real cork. It's not just particles of cork. It's a real hunk of cork. It's Paddy's. Paddy's runs about $20, $19.99 these days. I got it for $17.99 because Rouse's had a sale, or was it Total Wine and More? One of those stores had a sale, and if you shopped around, you saved the money, and I did. See the real cork? It's not rubber; it's real cork, white cork. Okay. So I did get my bottle for $17.99, but the chances of you finding it for that today would be basically 0% chance. So there you go. Wooden cap, cork. Nice. Jameson. Metal cap, screw cap, no cork. That should be enough. I hope it's enough. Appearance. Paddy's is lighter. I don't know if you can detect that with this glaring light, but Paddy's is more straw and Jameson is more gold. So Paddy's is really light. Do they add color into this Paddy's? If they're adding coloring, they must be adding 1 drop of caramel coloring per barrel, because there ain't You know, it's just so pale. It's aged 3 years, so I think it's the natural color. There is a Paddy's honey version, you know, one of those honey liqueur flavored things. I've seen it around. Never had any interest in buying it, but I have seen it. There may be others. They don't put it on the website. Sazerac's, you know, notorious for that. They'll talk about some of what they make, but they don't talk about much of what they make on their website. Jameson, no age statement, so we don't know. We know regular Jameson's at least 4 years old. Regular Jameson is at least 4 years old. Doesn't say it on the bottle, but it says on the website, so you would assume the website's telling the truth. And this is probably, I say probably, the same 4 years, but they do it, they age it in stout barrels instead of some other whiskey barrel. But that's that. Okay. Yeah, sweet grain. Typical Irish whiskey, you know, like sweet cereal grain, a lot of maize. They say on the Jameson website, maize. They don't say corn, but that's how they say it in Europe. Maize. And some malted barley, unmalted barley. And considering that Paddy's from the same distillery, probably not too much different. So these are going to be very, very close. And I don't know why people are paying $4 or $5 more per bottle of Jameson when you could get Paddy's. And are you really losing that much? Okay, it's a year younger, so okay, that is a factor. I'm not going to downplay it like it doesn't matter. It is a factor. But the overall flavor, you going to tell me they're that different? I don't see that, but you know, it's a trade-off. Pay $5 more, get Jameson. Pay $5 less, get Paddy's. Sweet, sugary sweet. Ooh wee. I think people like whiskey because they got a sweet tooth. They like sweet drinks, and whiskey is so sugary sweet. I think there's a little tweak on this. There's like something a little different, perhaps something stout-ish. Okay, taste over here. Oh yeah, grain alcohol. Yeah, it is pretty grain alcohol, like spirits and grain spirits. But they're aged 3 years. It's not like the United States where they could use raw spirits and don't even have to age them. It could be up to 80% unaged corn spirits. I mean, they are allowed to age them. I didn't say they couldn't age them. I said they don't have to age them. And when they're selling that stuff over here for $5.99 a bottle, guess what? They're not aging it. Simple as that. Simple fact. And you can buy 100% unaged grain spirits in the in the United States if that is something you want to experience. Jim Clear, Everclear, and Diesel are three big brands. Everclear being the biggest. Jim Clear and Diesel are not as big, but they're around, boy. But you might want to add a lot of water to that. Choking on some. A lot of water to that, considering it's 190 proof, not 80 proof, not 90 proof, 190 proof, and it's flammable like a bomb. So if you had any flame near it, it'd blow the bottle up, probably kill you. But I mean, I wouldn't buy that kind of stuff. I have no use for that. I certainly wouldn't drink it, and I have no interest in making any of these things that people make with that. So, nah, no thanks. Okay, but I'm just saying as a reference point, it exists and you can buy it. As they say, pick your poison. All right, I'm gonna say this is the Jameson because it's got that tweak and it doesn't have so much of that grain alcohol present, the grain spirits. Whether it's aged 3 years, okay, but fine. But anyway, okay, ding ding Jameson. It is, I got it. And I got it twice now. Got it correct twice. But no shock because do I have any other Irish whiskeys that are finished in stout beer barrels? No, I do not. Do I know of any others like that? No, I don't. Maybe it's the only one. Probably isn't, but so Irish whiskey, is it good? Yeah. To me it is. It's kind of on the kind of bland side, but most people I know, I'm not making a joke out of this. Most people I know they like to eat and drink bland things. You think, oh yeah, Louisiana, everything's hot and spicy and well, that's what they say on the tourist commission in the brochures and on the website. But in reality, that's not the case. Now, years ago, 45 years ago, that was much more the case. When I went to elementary school, these old River Parish ladies would be cooking lunch, and it was all handmade, and it was very spicy hot. I wasn't used to that because really, my father grew up in Baton Rouge, and my mother grew up in New Orleans, and neither one of them ate spicy food. I mean, they had Tabasco in the house, but they didn't use it really, and everything they made was, if you want to call mild, had flavor, but it wasn't spicy hot for sure. But it wasn't really that kind of approach. But then went to school here, and they would just light you up. These women would spaghetti meatballs. You would think spaghetti meatballs. Well, that's not going to be fiery hot. Well, it was here. I mean, it was just, you were hungry, so you'd eat it as a child. You'd be like, oh, this stuff's so hot. And you didn't like it, but then you would eat it. But then you get acclimated to it. So after a while, then by the end of the school year, that's all you want. And then you can't go back. So then you want it that way. And and then they would make jambalaya like that on fire, red beans and rice, white beans and rice, chicken and andouille gumbo, fiery hot, spicy, and from the oven. The pot. So maybe Irish whiskey wouldn't have been so big back then. But in Louisiana now, with so many people coming from out of state to work at these refineries and everything, it's gotten blander, yeah. The food, right. And I bet you wouldn't taste all that kind of fiery hot stuff at the schools anymore. Those women have long since retired, and if not expired, died. But I can visualize it, tasting it. I can literally experience, re-experience it from memory how it tasted. And they had some good. I mean, they made all their bread by hand. Like they would make the bread at the school cafeteria. They would make the bread. They would make the biscuits. They would make the meatballs. Everything was handmade, and they did But then as the '80s came along, you see the schools start switching more and more to prepackaged everything. So then it deteriorated. I mean, they still had some good stuff when I was teaching high school, but it wasn't usually too great. And it wasn't anywhere approaching the 1970s and early 80s. No way, no way, no way. Yeah, it's still sugary sweet, but less on the flavor notes. The flavor notes are tamped down. Would I recommend Paddy's? Yeah, I recommend it for $19.99. I wouldn't recommend it for $23.99. I wouldn't buy it for that. And you can search around. If you search around in this ad pages, like in a newspaper, or maybe y'all don't read the newspaper online or something, the store sales thing. Yeah, you can find deals on it. I'm not looking to buy it ever again, so I don't need to find a deal. I got enough left for probably 10 more taste challenges. So, yeah. Jameson Stout Edition, Caskmates. I would recommend it, but with a lot of qualifications. I mean, even though it tastes better than Paddy's, it's going to cost you around $30, and you're really just buying, if you want to say a gimmick. That's what it is, gimmickry. I mean, do you really need to have Irish whiskey that's aged in stout barrels? Do you really need to drink an Irish whiskey that's aged in IPA barrels, India Pale Ale? No, but it's just something to liven up the usual, the same old thing. Why you think Jack Daniels got a new edition every month? Because they know people chase that kind of stuff. Same in the beer world. They're always chasing something new, exciting and new. But after a while, the exciting and new becomes mundane. You see, then that becomes like repetitive and dull, because you're trying all these things. This is an IPA made with tangerine peels, and this one is this. And this stout has chocolate from the Velvet Underground Chocolate Company, and this one and it costs a fortune in this one. And then you're like, okay, I get it. See, you get it. So there is something to say for reliable products. So yeah, Paddy's is a winner in some sense, and Jameson Caskmates Stout Edition is a winner in a much more limited sense. And of these two, I would rather buy regular Jameson. Oh, I shouldn't say no, but really, Paddy. But yeah, I don't know. Depending if I wanted to save $5 that day or not. So it's all very. I'm trying to think. Is there another Irish whiskey that I'm much more interested in? Yeah, but if I say it, people are going to get angry and start all of this like controversy saying, Bushmills is not better. Don't say that. You lose all credibility. Everybody knows Bushmills is, it's this, that. How could you say it? Oh, no. So I'm not going to mention that because I don't want to deal with all of the hoopla, the anger, the stress and struggle. So we just move on. All right. Tomorrow I'll have some more Irish whiskey. But the most important thing for tomorrow is Fandango Friday at 6:30 Eastern Time. Any liquor or liqueur. I could bring an Irish whiskey, but I have a liqueur that my friend David gave me, so I'm going to bring that. It used to be called Bacardi Oak Heart, but the sales were not good for it, and the company couldn't understand it because the company was saying, Bacardi was saying, "Oh, we know it's better than Captain Morgan." Our taste tests show that. Well, naturally they're making it. But that's the way they felt. They really were convinced it was better than Captain Morgan, the #1 spice rum, right? So they was like, why nobody's buying it, and nobody wants to buy this. So, I mean, a few people did, but they thought it was going to be a much bigger sell. So they talked to all marketing people. Oh, we need a man to wear a dress, and that will help sell it. No, that's a terrible idea. Who you're fired. Get out of here with that crazy crap. Nobody would no company with a brain would ever do that. Come up with a better idea. Somebody said, well, it's a problem with the name. The name is a problem. No one knows what Oak Heart is, and they're not going to research it. All it is Bacardi Spice rum with their own secret blend of spices. So one of the suggestions was, why don't you just call it Bacardi Spice rum? Everybody knows the name Bacardi, and they know what spice rum is, and that could really change everything. So they test marketed Bacardi Spice rum about 3 years ago. Oh man, the sales were like much better. So then all of a sudden, across the board, it was bye-bye Oak Heart and hello Bacardi Spice rum, and the sales just skyrocketed. So that's how they got people to buy it. It just simply changed the name. And of course, the bottle design to be more in line with Bacardi. See, so but they didn't contribute money to the Palestinian organization to get people that wasn't going to make people buy it. They didn't get a spokesman who dressed up like Audrey Hepburn and had a big Adam's apple. That they figured that wasn't going to attract people. Might attract some, but not the right type. You know what I'm saying? Not people that were going to spend any kind of significant money. So they just simply did a good marketing switch, marketing adjustment, and it took off like a crazy quilt. So that's coming up tomorrow night, afternoon, evening. So see y'all later. Take care and have a wonderful Thursday. Bye bye, everybody.